Welcome into the Casual Gaming Conversation. I'm Connor. That's Nick. This is your weekly gaming podcast from Co-op64. We got a big one for you today. It's episode 100. Big milestone for the channel. Very exciting. And we're celebrating by breaking down the top 10 video game consoles of all time, according to Co-op64. But before we get into that, Nick, how we doing?
Doing well. My voice is in pain. It's been a long, fun weekend. We've had my college buddies came up this weekend. We had a little bit of a party last night, which was a great time. We got LCD sound system tonight, which is going to be a lot of fun. But the voice is in pain. But if I have to talk, there's nothing I want to talk about more than the top 10 video game consoles with you. It's going to be a great conversation. It's going to be a great podcast. We have no hot takes today. We have no draft, which is always like a fun one for us because like that is always extra prep work and everything before we get going. So it is nice to just roll in. We're shooting a podcast at noon. This is the only piece of content that we're creating on a Sunday. That is very odd for us. But we wanted to go and have this day in Co-op 64 history defined by episode 100 of the Casual Gaming Conversation.
By arguing.
By arguing, yes. Which is a key facet to Co-op 64, I would say.
Yeah.
Us debating and going back and forth. And even the impetus of the hot take segment is us arguing about stuff. But also, it makes for great podcasting. And as always, when we discuss this, it is a ton of fun to argue because you and I both know at the end of the day, one, we still love each other. Obviously, we're family and founders of this whole thing, and it's an amazing time that we get to have. But then also, like, we respect each other. We understand that like we are coming to this table. We're both knowledgeable. We both are gonna have some hot takes. It's gonna be a lot of fun. But as long as my number one console is the number one console, I'll be happy. Connor, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, yeah. Excited for LCD sound system tonight. My 5th time seeing them. It's going to be a lot of fun. Second time seeing them with you.
Yeah.
That was a blast last time. I'm excited to see what songs they pull out for the set list.
You've been in your Duffy, going and looking up Setlist FM, just making sure that the set list is potentially going to be exactly what you want.
Yeah.
If there's one song that is one of those question mark songs tonight, when it comes to, like, we know we're going to get All My Friends, one of the greatest songs ever penned. But what's a song that you're like, man, I really need this in my life?
I've only seen Losing My Edge once, and I would like to see that again. They're never going to play it again, but I saw Yeah the first time I saw them, and that was a legendary experience, and I would love to see that again, but it's probably not going to happen. It doesn't seem like they ever play that song. It's too long.
Like Braden's up here for the whole weekend and everything, and we've had a great time. Braden's coming us to see LCD Sound System. I would never talk to Braden ever again if I was able to go and see live. I would do anything.
Damn.
Dude. Like that's an all-time thing for me. The live version of that song on The Long Goodbye is like one of the most electrifying songs I've ever heard. So yeah, no, I'm stoked for LCD. I'm stoked to just like sort of close out this weekend. I feel like you and I have been just like going nonstop for basically a month now. I'm excited to also just like ease back into the work week and just get excited about extra life and all these things. I say ease back into it. We have a 24-hour stream next week.
Right.
But yeah, no, I'm excited for all that. You want to hop into housekeeping?
Yeah, without further ado, let's get into the housekeeping. This show is made possible by all of our lovely supporters over on Patreon. Patreon, you can get this show 3 days early. You can get the Casual Gaming News Conversation 3 days early, and you can get a bonus episode of the podcast every single week posted on Thursday. Nick just did a Q&A where he took a bunch of questions, talked about Co-op 64, the channel, talked about games and such. Spent about an hour and a half doing that, and people seem to be enjoying that podcast. We did a spoiler cast for Donkey Kong Bonanza and Death Stranding 2. So there's a whole backlog of great episodes of the Casual Gaming Conversation over on Patreon at that $5 tier. At the $10 tier, you get Recollecting Retro, our retro collecting show where we take you to stores, pick out a few games, go over what we got. You also get the Co-op 64 podcast where we all bring a topic and just kind of yap it up for about an hour. We just did one on amusement parks, movie recommendations, the NFL, and trampolines.
Oh my gosh. The fact that you got all of that is insanely impressive because I was like, I know one topic that we did, and it was the NFL one. That I totally forgot everything else.
I think that was probably the best episode of the Co-op 64 podcast that we've done so far, so go check that out if you're at the $10 tier.
People really liked that podcast, too. Shout out to the person that was like, hey, I love that these guys are able to talk about sports a little bit because they know that we're sports fans, but obviously we're so focused on gaming, on content. So to have the last topic of that conversation, so there's still an hour-ish of three other topics that if you're not a sports fan, but to be able to yap about the NFL, The thing I'm nervous about though is I was on the phone with somebody in my fantasy football league back home, and on that podcast I talked quite a bit about like some players I'm looking out for and a lot of like hype and good things, and I'm like, dang, I might have just shown all my cards. I yapped so much about football this year. So if you are watching this and you are in my fantasy football league, please stop watching this and don't watch that episode of the Co-op 64 podcast.
You also get 2 bonus TikToks every other week at that tier. And at the highest tier, you get your name right at the end of each and every podcast. And you get the opportunity to write in to be the 4th topic on the Co-op 64 podcast. Over on the Twitch side of things, we have a big major stream coming up. Extra Life this weekend, August 23rd at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Nick, what's the pitch?
So I also was going in, not just pulling out our Patreon names at the start of this podcast. I was pulling out some things like some fun thermometer goals that we have. So first and foremost, Extra Life is a amazing charity that goes and allows people that stream and play video games to raise money with their communities to go towards a local children's hospital. We will be playing for Cincinnati Children's Hospital as we've done for the past 2 years. And the basic pitch is we're going to stream for 24 hours starting at 10 a.m. on August 23rd, playing a bunch of games. The Gauntlet's going to happen where the Best Gamer at Co-op 64 belt will be back up for grabs, which I will surely win. A bunch of other games. The Late Night Crew will be in effect. I will be the sole Late Night Crew. If you want to play games with me and the Late Night Crew, that would be awesome. Games like Black Ops 6, Fortnite, and maybe some other things like maybe even Mario Kart World. When it comes to the general shenanigans, we will have wheel spins. I have it down now. I made a fucking graphic for it. We will have Edward hot dog hands.
Let's go.
Connor got me on that one.
Let's go.
And we will also have major thermometer goals. So not just the single time donation goals like Edward hot dog hands or a wheel spin or hot peppers or something else. We also will have a major thermometer. And I've already tossed out, if you watched this on Patreon for the Casual Gaming News conversation, I have confirmed one of the goals is me and Brady playing Date Everything. Will there be Coors Lights? Most likely. And now I get to announce that another one of those goals, I'm going to save some of them. But another one of those goals will be reviewing the Minecraft movie. It'll be a podcast. We'll sit down. We'll watch the whole thing. And we will review the Minecraft movie if we hit that goal. So fun stuff like that. Normally we look at Extra Life as like, hey, just filling out the rest of the year with a bunch of fun, stupid stuff. We give ourselves about a year to go and accomplish all those goals and everything. So thank you so much though for an amazing Extra Life last year. We raised over $7,000. I will say our goal is to raise $7,500 this year. That is a couple hundred more than last year. I think we can do it. I think that is tangible and manageable, and it goes to a great cause. It's such an easy thing to go and like get behind and rally behind. In my opinion, like we're helping sick kids. Easy, awesome, great. So yeah, go get excited. August 23rd. The Extra Life page I will go and put in the Discord when it is fully up and ready to donate. If you want to donate a little bit earlier, but on the day of, if you go and donate certain amounts, like I said, you get a lot of fun things. It'll go into the thermometer, and we're gonna try to raise some money for an amazing cause. I'm very excited. Like this is the one thing that we do as a team that we are like all in on. Major planning. I put more effort into this than Co-op Day. Like this is just such a important thing to me. Like 2019, just a little story. 2019, I saw the Kind of Funny crew doing an Extra Life stream, and I said, if I ever create content, I want to do something like that. Like I want to go and make sure that I'm not. It's like often in content creation, it's a lot about the content creators. It's a lot about me, but this is one thing that is so good and so easy to be like, nah, it's about them today. Let's go and do something really cool on Saturday, August 23rd.
Very exciting. Very excited to take a shot at the belt. We have the Gamer Gauntlet as well. We're going to figure out who the best gamer at Co-op 64 is. Nick has been toting the belt for the last 8 months, rubbing it in our faces any chance he got. And we're going to get a shot to shut him up finally.
No,
I really hope that me or Brady win. I don't even want it that badly. I just want Nick not to have it. I just need Nick to lose.
Here's the thing. When you are such a good villain, when you're so good at what you do, that it's the Billy Bean line from Moneyball. I hate losing more than I like winning.
I heard Nick wears the belt to dates. It's so funny.
That's boldly think
Shout
I'm
out
going on
Alex.
dates right now. I'm doing one thing right now, and that is training. Okay, like I'm getting after it. No, but you guys have decided the games. Basically, I threw out a couple options, but basically, gaming chat about a week ago. Everyone just came in with great suggestions. I got it cleared by you and Brady to be like, we all agree that these games are fair.
WWE, Party Animals,
Halo,
Mario Kart World.
Yep, that's one of them.
Okay.
And then there's one more that Speedrunners, which none of us have played yet.
Yeah.
So like,
Have you played WWE at all?
not a ton. What like
I've never touched that game
so
at
the
all.
thing with WWE especially is just like, there's not like, in my opinion, like a lot of strategy that I can think
Okay.
of. Like, you know, like I think that there's gonna just be a fun match that happens, a triple threat match. Am I gonna be Seth for Rican Rollins? Yes, I probably am. That's my favorite wrestler. But like, it's gonna be a great time. We're gonna be playing probably the WWE version from like last year that we already own, because
Gotcha.
there's not a major reason to buy another one. But yeah, no, it's gonna be a ton of fun. Like, this is going to, and I know housekeeping is going long, and I know that people want us to get in the podcast, but like, I cannot emphasize like how cool and amazing Extra Life is, and I'm so stoked. August 23rd, you want to be there.
Mark it on your calendars. It's going to be a lot of fun. For Twitch during the week, it's a normal schedule. Monday, Brady is continuing with Jack and Dexter with Nick and I co-piloting. That was a lot of fun last week, so tune in for that. Tuesday, Thursday, Nick will be continuing with Mario Sunshine.
I will beat it by Thursday.
He's loving it. He's having a great time. He's come around on it.
My least angry stream last stream. And a large part of that was the chat was amazing, as they always are, but just like shooting the breeze in a major way. And I really did like just like let the tension from my shoulders go down a little bit, and like I was able to relax just a bit. So yeah, no, but I'm having a good time.
And then on Wednesday, I will be finishing Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater just in time for Metal Gear Solid Delta's release. We're going to be finishing that no matter what, so it might go a little bit late. So if you want to see the ending, which is highly lauded, apparently it is an amazing ending, so I'm really looking forward to getting to the end of this game. We're doing that on Wednesday.
I could crash car stream on Wednesday and make it some gauntlet jokes and go flip Connor the Bird. I'm not going to do that. I thought about doing that. I'm not going to do that, mainly due to the fact that I want you to just enjoy one of the best endings in all video games. So
Looking forward to it.
Like, with that being said, that means I need to find a different time this week to go and annoy the shit out of you. So, yeah.
Discord, we have a community of over 2,700 community members over in Discord. That is where we also post the announcements. We post all of our fan-submitted forms. So if you want to write in for Q&As, grading your top 5 game podcast, you can submit your top 5 games in the Discord. We also have community nights coming up where we're doing Fall Guys at the end of the month, and we're going to be doing a bunch of games every single month from there on. So look forward to that and get involved with the community, make friends, talk about games, movies, music. It's a great way to get involved over in the Discord. Then merch, we have t-shirts, hoodies, mugs over on co-op64store.com if you want to support the channel that way, and write in nice reviews over on Apple Podcast Services. It gets the show out to more people, and we would really appreciate that.
Oh, one last thing. I saw somebody ask, and I just want to say it, especially for the Patreon audience who really dials in on this show. We will be reacting to Opening Night Live. It is just me, and please Hollow Knight show up, or else I have to eat a hot chip. But is there any other housekeeping, or are you ready to get into it?
I think we're good to go. Nick, you want to give the pitch for this podcast, episode 100?
Yeah, I came to you with this, 4 months ago?
A while ago, yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, I am a major fan of the Yo Video Games crew and everything that they do. I'm a big fan of Maximilian Dude. And so I saw them breaking down a bunch of top 10s and having a great time. And obviously, like, doing a top 10 list is not anything out of the ordinary when it comes to content creation. But when it comes to this type of format, watching them do it, it feels wrong to not shout them out, because they killed it and they're so entertaining, and it is so cool to go and watch that team absolutely kill it. So shout out to that team. With that being said, today we are going to be debating the top 10 video game consoles. First and foremost, we will write down the consoles that are contenders for this list. Then we're just going to be axing consoles until we get to 10 left, and then we will be debating 10 through 1. The way that the chat comes into play is, if Connor and I agree on something, great. We move along. So if it is cutting the Xbox One, great, we can move along. But if we disagree, the chat will be the one to go and be like, hey, it stays where it goes. And then when we start getting into the top 10, at number 10, if I'm like, the Ouya's number 10, and Connor's like, I have a different console, it'll go to the chat. So the chat is going to be very, very involved with this, but also Connor and I can hopefully steer the ship in the right way to make sure that things are going the right direction. But yeah, it's going to be a fun, easygoing podcast. There's not going to be any anger when we cut the veto really early on in this podcast. It's just going to be a nice time. Great way to spend a Sunday morning before we go and see an amazing concert. So first and foremost, Connor, what's the first console you want to put on this board as you just go down the list?
So are we just listing off?
We're just listing consoles, dude. We're just listing
do we
consoles.
just want to do PlayStation consoles first?
You can just go down the list. I think all 5 of them are.
I'm going to start writing, and you just say what I'm writing, okay?
So
PS1 first.
Yeah, PS1, which is a heavy contender, I would say, to easily make this top 10, but more of a question where it could land on a list like this. The PS2 is next. Obviously, the gaming library console that is just so freaking massive that it just is kind of impressive. PS3, when I think about the PS3, I think about the cinematic bangers that Naughty Dog created. PS4 is obviously the modern video game, cinematic movie type games. PSP is also entering the fray. Yes, we will be having handhelds on here. PS5, of course, on here. Will I be fighting tooth and nail for the PS5? Probably. And then Connor wrote the PS Vita with a little heart next to it. I'm so excited to go and axe that thing so early.
It's making it in the top 10. I will fight for this to the death. I swear to God, we are putting the Vita on this list for sure.
So for the PlayStation consoles, we have the PS1, PS2, PS3, PS4, PS5, PSP, and PS Vita.
And for all handheld consoles, if there's different variations of them, we're just taking all of them in one. So PSP 1000, 2000, 3000, it's all just the PSP.
Say with the PS3, I feel like it's necessary to say we're taking all versions of the PS3.
Oh, yeah, and PS4 with Pro and 5 with Pro as well. It's really just the library that we're talking about here.
Exactly.
All right, do you want to move on to Xbox?
Yes. So first and foremost, we got the Xbox Original. The one that came with the Duke. Then moving on to the Xbox 360, probably the most beloved console maybe ever for how much it's sold compared to how beloved it is. Then moving on, we have the Xbox One, which there's some good Forza games on there. I don't know what else to say. And then we have the Xbox Series X, the Game Pass machine.
Xbox Series encompasses S as well, I would say. Okay.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I want both.
S and X?
Yeah, I do.
Why?
Because I think
it's the same library.
It's the same library, but having the conversation that they were able to create a console that was $300 and it was the next generation is important.
But it's also held back Xbox's ability to get certain games.
That's why I think it's a fun conversation, and they should both be on there.
I feel like just doing series helps its chances.
I
rather
do
than
too.
splitting it up.
Well, trust me, I think it helps too. But I'm saying that
it's not making a list anyways, though.
Probably not. I love my Series X.
All right.
Thank you. All right. Xbox One kind of has games. That's a great comment.
That is a fact.
Okay, Connor. Moving on to the Nintendo consoles.
All right. Starting off, we have the NES with Nick's great handwriting.
Okay.
It's going great so far.
Yep.
The Nintendo Entertainment System saved video games in 1985. Mario Bros. Metroid. SNES. The Super Nintendo, not the SNES.
That's next.
N64 next. We're just doing home consoles first, and then we'll do handhelds. GameCube, those little discs, small, tiny discs for some reason, rather than just doing normal CD discs. The Wii U, and then the Nintendo Switch, and the Switch 2. But I feel like Switch 2 is going to get axed no matter what, just because it's so fresh. Though it is a very good console. All right, moving on to the handhelds, we have Game Boy, which includes Game Boy Color. And then we have the Game Boy. Is it Game Boy Advance or Advanced? I've always been confused on that. I think it's Game Boy Advance.
Yeah.
Chat, is it Advance?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, that looks right. And that includes the SP as well, which SP is fucking goated. DS, which includes the DS Lite, DSi.
Yep.
Is there any other version of the DS that I'm thinking of that I'm not thinking of? Then we have the 3DS,
once again, this is a library conversation. So like the DS, if you can play those games on those consoles, great. 3DS, if you can play the 3DS
There are
consoles.
certain games you can't play, I think, on the original DS that you can on the DSi because of the camera.
Yeah.
I think there's a WarioWare game from what I remember. Yeah, and that includes for 3DS, that includes the XL as well, and the new 3DS XL, which does have exclusive games. It's more powerful, but it's very few. It's like Xenoblade Chronicles 3D, and like that's the big one. 2DS is included with the 3DS.
3DS, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah. I'm so unfamiliar with the 3DS when it comes to the different variations. Like that is, I know some of the games that are on the 3DS, and I know that there's some bangers there. Don't get me wrong, but like that's just one of those that I'm less knowledgeable about.
All right, Sega. I think we I don't really know the order here. It's Genesis first, and then there's a Saturn. That's wrong. I think there's an E in there. Genesis. Yeah, there we go.
Genesis.
Saturn, but I know nothing about the Saturn. I know something about the Genesis, and I know something about the Dreamcast, and that's it. Then there's like Mega Drive or something, but I don't fucking Sega CD.
We put the Ouya on here?
We can put it on there just to cut it.
I mean, I don't even.
The Playdate?
Yeah.
Steam Deck?
Yes. Okay. That is necessary in my opinion.
And we're not putting PC. We decided that before the podcast. This is video game consoles.
And I'm down for the Steam Deck to be the PC representation. Yeah. Kind of like there is definitely a factor to the Steam Deck.
And Steam Deck kind of is all encompassing for those portable PC handhelds, including like the ROG Ally and the Lenovo Legion, whatever it is. I don't know. But that'll be the representative for that kind of console. Anything else?
The Sega Master System is not making it, but it does exist. That's true. But once again, it's not making it, so we're just going to move along there.
Virtual Boy?
Like that. We're just talking
PSVR?
About things. Ooh. Are we putting a Meta
Oculus?
on there? Yeah. I'm fine with putting the Meta Quest 2 on there.
Is it going to make it, though? I mean, like, we can just have that discussion right now. Or is there a VR headset that is going to make it onto this list?
No.
I love the PS Vita. Sorry, the PSVR.
I love the MetaQuest 2. Like that library of games and being able to just go and I've probably played like 20 hours of it though. That's the issue.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of fun.
I played so much PSVR when I first got it, and I bought so many games for it. Played it for like 2-3 months, and then sold it.
Shout out to Pete Tabor on the PSVR too, also because that is truly one of the greatest games of all time, and it won't be able to be represented on any of the consoles that we have here, but you don't get that game anywhere else, and it is one of the GOATs. All right, I think we start going for it. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28 potential consoles.
We got to get it down to 10.
Got to get it down to 10.
And then we start ordering them.
I'm going to go with the first cut. Let's just deal with some of these Sega
Saturn,
consoles.
I know nothing about it, so
and I also don't know really anything about it.
If any Sega console is going to be kept, it's the Genesis.
Really?
It has way more time on the market.
Dreamcast
literally lasted for like 2 or 3 years.
But Dreamcast has some good fighting games. You know what I'm saying, Connor?
Dreamcast has like 10 video games.
Yeah.
That are like worth noting, and then everything else is like either on other platforms or like. You're talking about like Power Stone. We're talking about Shenmue, Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
That's what I'm. So that's
Skies of Arcadia on other consoles.
Man. Just some of
Marvel
the best
vs.
games.
Capcom 2 on other consoles.
I know.
Like even if there's Soul Calibur, which is big on that game on that platform, second, third highest rated game of all time. Soul Calibur.
Soul Calibur 1 is the second highest rated game of all time, I believe.
Insane.
Which once again, that game was just a banger. So
I've never played it.
What we need to do here, by the way, most people say that I'm right. Just a heads up about the Dreamcast. I say that the Dreamcast for now has to stay. I don't want to cut it at 27.
Okay.
That we can go somewhere else
I'm
on
okay
this board.
with cutting the Genesis then.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
I don't think that there is a Sega console that is going to make the top 10 though.
For now, I say we leave the Dreamcast and we can come back around to it when we get to like numbers 18 or something. But like, there's definitely other places we can go, like the Wii U.
We can cut the Wii U. Great first draft for the Nintendo Switch.
The Wii U is one of the most underrated consoles of all time
It's got
because
a great library,
the library is fucking awesome.
but only from a first party perspective.
Exactly. And then everything else, it just kind of
Donkey
blows.
Kong Tropical Freeze.
You don't want to play Mass Effect 3 on the Wii U, Connor? Like, that's not the place you want to
No.
play it. That's where I want to play it.
Mario 3D Worlds. What else do we got over there? Nintendo Land. Shovel Knight was exclusive to the Wii U and the Switch when it first. The 3DS when it first came out.
Yep. I think
but still, the Wii U, the gamepad fucking sucks.
Yeah,
Smash
I don't want
Bros.
to.
Can't save it.
Yeah, dude. Here's the thing, though. Smash Bros. The Mario Galaxy map, 8-player Smash on the Wii U.
It was legendary.
It was
Mario Kart
electrifying.
8, but then all these games come over to Switch 2 and are better on Switch.
Yeah.
Or sorry, Switch original.
Oh, we also though we will, unless there's an actual like port remaster sort of deal, we are not going to be like Miles Morales is a PS5 game,
Okay.
right? Where that is, and we're also doing the PS5 can play all the PS4 games, so it's just
Yeah,
automatically better.
that
we're not
just
doing
ruins the discussion, honestly.
Yeah.
Okay. What next?
Xbox One.
Yeah, Xbox. Well, if we're taking the Xbox One, we're cutting that first over the series at
Yep.
this point. I think we cut all of this right now.
No,
Why?
Game Pass machine.
Game Pass is on Xbox One too.
I understand, but this is like actually the Game Pass machine where Game Pass is actually good.
I'm
Because
okay
Game
with
Pass
cutting-
on the Xbox One was great, where it's like, oh, you can play Batman. Oh, you can play a lot of games that you've already played. Series X, you got things that are actually new and exciting that are going on the service and are actually important, like
Here's-
Halo Infinite.
Here's my retort to keeping the series. I think we should cut the PS5. Just the history isn't written on it. I don't think that it's better than any of the consoles that predate it.
You think the PS5 is better than the Vita? I'd rather own a PS5 in that library than the Vita library. We're not starting there.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, we're not starting there. PS5 is a non-starter for me as of right now.
Really?
Yeah.
It's not making it over PS1, 2, 3, or 4, though. And that's half the list right there.
There's
And
so
I don't
many
think
good
I don't think
games on
PS1, 2, 3, and 4 are gonna make it either.
Connor,
They're not all
my
making it.
issue is you're not just cutting the PS5 library. You're cutting games like Elden Ring and Alan Wake 2 and
You
some.
can play Elden Ring on PS4.
No, we're not doing that. That's
Oh,
a
yeah.
PS5 game.
Is it?
Yeah, it came out in 2022, so it counts as a PS5 game. The best place to play that game is on the PS5.
Okay.
So you're cutting too many amazing fucking games, in my opinion. This early on, there's other places to go. I'd rather cut let's get the Series S out of here.
And the X.
Fine.
Okay.
Fine.
Alrighty. Where next?
Let's go. Let's check out these Nintendo consoles.
I'm
real
okay
quick.
with cutting the Game Boy original because I think the Advance is better.
just
in
automatically
every
better,
single
yeah.
way. And when it comes to like the top tier of that library, it's like Pokemon, it's the Mario Land games, and then like I really can't point to Link's Awakening.
Yeah.
Was big on the Game Boy, but like I don't know, it's not really moving the needle for me for keeping it with that library.
You want to know what we should cut next?
What?
The Game Boy Advance. Wait, like it's not going to be able to compete with the DS, the 3DS's library, 3DS maybe, but like, or actually, let's just get the Switch 2 out of here now.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
it's been 3 months with this console. It can't make it. Where we've had 4 years or 5 years. We're 5 years in the PS5 life cycle, by the way. 5 years.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think that the Game Boy Advance doesn't like hold a candle to some of these other consoles yet.
I don't know. I have a lot of nostalgia for the Game Boy Advance, but I'm trying to think of the games that I played on it, and it's definitely not stacking up to the DS or the 3DS.
It's definitely not stacking up to the DS. Like
Yeah.
the DS, we can have a very interesting conversation after the fact of like where the DS is actually going to land if it's on this top 10. But I think that there's a good chance it does make the top 10. Whereas these other ones, like just being realistic, it
I'm okay
just
with
doesn't
cutting
have a
the
shot.
Game Boy Advance. We need to go over to PlayStation at this point. We need to cut something on the PlayStation. What's the worst PlayStation console? It's not the Vita. Fuck off.
I mean,
It's the PS5.
no. I'd rather have the PS5 games than the PS3 games.
All right, put it to a poll.
Okay, does the PS5 get cut? Yes. This is
Cut
going
the
to be poll
PS5
number.
now, yes or no?
Yep.
That is the first poll.
And by the way, Elden Ring counts as a PS5 game.
I feel like I'm going to run away with this.
I don't know.
In the yeses.
I don't know if
People
it's a
fucking
guarantee.
hate the PS5.
I don't think that that's a guarantee. Connor, Astrobot,
I love my PS5.
Metaphor Refantasio.
It's just not.
FF7 Rebirth. Stellar Blade.
Ask me in 2 years how I feel about the PS5. It's going to be completely different.
Really? Just because there's just 2 more years?
Intergalactic coming up, the next Sony Santa Monica game.
Ghost in like a month.
Saros.
If Ghost is as good as Ghost of Tsushima, I think that the PS5 is like clearly better than the PS3.
No, the PS3 is really solid.
I know the PS3 is strong because of third party, but if we're talking about, I'm bringing up third party games like BioShock and Mass Effect 2.
I think you take out the third party on PS3 and it's still a really, really great console.
Like obviously you got the Uncharted games and The Last of Us,
Uncharted, Last of Us, Infamous, Killzone,
but we're not doing
Resistance,
we're not, yeah, but
Little
is
Big
Resistance
Planet,
make like
Motorstorm.
is Resistance and
is
Motorstorm moving the needle?
Yes, 100%.
Over games like Horizon Forbidden West.
I would rather play Resistance 3 than either of the Horizon games.
Probably not the best idea there. Do we have a mod that's able to get a prediction up? If not, I can go do it, or a pull up. As that is being figured out, real quick, going back to the Nintendo conversation, because we have literally like 30 Nintendo consoles up on this board.
What's the weakest home Nintendo console we have left? I think it's the N64, right?
I think it's the NES.
Okay.
Because I'm going to take the top end of the N64 over any top end of any console ever.
That's the thing with a lot of these older Nintendo consoles is the top end is really good, but once you get down past that, it's really just kind of whatever games. Like I struggle to find new games on the NES that I'm interested in picking up, and I have like only like 15 NES games.
Yeah. I've been to so many game stores with you in the past 8 months. So many. And every single time, I feel like the NES is more of an afterthought than the N64, at least.
Yeah,
like,
but it's a very important console. How are we factoring in importance, influence? It saved video games.
I think that we can give it a hearty handshake. Thank you for your service. Thanks for helping out gaming the way that you did. You are not as good as Mario 64 and Ocarina of Time.
Mario 3 is right up there with Mario 64.
That's fine. That's a fine take.
Then you have like Kid Icarus, Metroid starts there, Mega Man, Castlevania 1 through 3. Like there's a lot of great games that have held up really well because they're just like really solid platformers that just kind of
go from there. There was a prediction that got posted about the poll's about to end, and they're saying that the PS3 gets out over the PS5. I think we got to run it.
No, dude.
It's the weakest PlayStation console.
It's not.
You want to know what? Cut the PS3 and then also cut the PS5.
Okay.
And we're cutting one of these PlayStation handhelds right now.
Okay. I'm going to fight for the Vita. I'm not cutting the Vita. So let's just cut the PSP.
I mean...
Come on. Here's the thing with the PSP. I loved the PSP when I first got it. I have like a few key games that I was really into, but when I go to a game store and look at the library, it's like it's vast. There's a lot of games on here that I don't know fucking anything about.
Yeah.
I'm like Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core.
One of the best endings in gaming, Connor.
Ratchet and Clank Size Matters. I played on that. Patapon.
We should do a top 10 where it's best endings in gaming that make you cry. No, so it's the combination of best endings, but then also saddest games.
Yeah.
Anyways, sorry.
But then a lot of people would point to like Metal Gear Solid, Peace Walker, and the Monster Hunter games. I have no experience with those. Yeah. I actually own the Monster Hunter games. Like they were digitally given to us from PlayStation Plus, but I've never gotten into it. I don't have the same fondness for the PSP that a lot of other people have. So I'm kind of talking out my ass saying that the Vita is better than the PSP. I think somebody could make a really compelling argument for one over the other, but I love the Vita. Trophies, on the go, 2 sticks, getting that like home console level experience on the go in a really tight, small package, playing Uncharted, Killzone. These are AAA bangers on the console that kind of rival the PS3, which is what was out when the Vita first came out. Persona 4 Golden, the indie machine that could,
Connor,
Hotline Miami.
They just cut the PSP. You got me. You got me. You got me right now. By the way, there's so many better consoles than the Vita, so we'll get there in a moment.
I don't think the Vita's top 5. I want it at 10. I just want it on the fucking list.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
Okay, we're cutting the Dreamcast now and the Steam Deck.
I'm cutting the Steam Deck. I want the Dreamcast to.
What is your deal with the Dreamcast? You don't have history with this.
We got to represent Sega somehow, Connor. Now, if I was cutting the Dreamcast too.
Dreamcast literally killed Sega. They don't exist anymore because of the Dreamcast.
We just cut the Dreamcast and the Steam Deck.
I like the Dreamcast. Like, I think it's a nifty console, but like, it also only had like 2 or 3 years on the market.
We're at 14.
Okay.
We got to cut the NES.
Do we?
The NES is not a top 10 console. It's not.
If we cut the NES, then I feel like we have to cut the N64 too. I think they're like on equal footing, personally.
I'd rather own right now to play video games a N64 than a 3DS.
That's insane.
I'd rather own an N64 than maybe even an Xbox. Actually, no. Xbox is too deep.
The N64, like it was the first introduction to 3D games.
Yeah.
A lot of these games just are really just kind of janky and not fun to play. There's certain ones that have held up really well, Ocarina and Mario 64. But we've played GoldenEye semi recently, and we both agree that like it's fun, but like it's not good.
I think that game is so much fun that it's good. The game's so fun.
I can't get on board with that. We all agree that it feels terrible, but it's just the fact that we're all feeling terrible at the same time that makes it fun.
I think that game is so much fun. Yeah, I think that let's just get the NES off this board.
I would rather play NES games. Personally, I think they hold up way better than most of the N64 library.
Most of.
Let's get it to a poll.
Yep.
N64 or NES.
I think that we can, outside of that conversation, cut the 3DS.
No.
Is the 3DS a top 10 console?
I think it can be argued for sure.
Yeah.
I think it's right there with the DS is a top 10.
Yeah. That could be top 5.
Yeah.
Like, that is the best handheld console probably of all time.
It may be the best form factor of any handheld console.
Yeah,
when it comes
the dual
to build
screen
quality.
is so good in the way that that thing, you can throw it full tilt at a wall and it would stay together.
Picto chat, come on, dude.
Yep,
it's the best.
Honestly, number one. But yeah.
Do we want to explore any more Xbox consoles? Xbox original potentially getting cut? I'm okay with keeping it for now, but
I don't
know if
the
it's
Xbox original is hard for us because it is not something that you collect a ton of.
Yeah.
It's not something that I have a ton of history with. Like, even like bangers like Fusion Frenzy, right? An Xbox classic, we haven't played.
Yeah.
You know,
it was all me going to friends' houses and seeing Halo and being pretty blown away by that. And then I picked one up on the first episode of Recollecting Retro.
Shout out.
And I've been collecting a few games here and there for that. But it's not... there's a lot of crossover between that library and the PS2. There's a few exclusives that are interesting that I picked up for it, but like, I don't know. It's not an extremely compelling console for me personally. I would say the 360, even though I am lower on the 360 than a lot of other people, would take the 360 over the original Xbox.
I would take the 360. The 360 is top 10. 360 is not going.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, we can remove a lot of like the 360 is a better console than the N64 or NES.
Do you want to talk about non-negotiables real fast? Like what is definitely making it?
I think the PlayStations are the console PlayStations are done.
1, 2, and 4.
The 1, 2, and 4 are 100% making it, and all three of them have a chance to be the podium.
Okay, so that's 3.
Switch is making it 100%. Where are we at?
DS is making it.
DS is making it. Yeah. I think the 360 is making it.
Okay, so that's 6. Oh, this is tough now because SNES is making it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Once again, that is a podium contender, in my opinion.
I don't think so.
If you're talking about
it's the same issue with the NES where I think the top end is really, really good, and then you get into the weeds where you're like, I don't really know if
Super
I want
Metroid and Chrono Trigger and
Earthbound.
Like there's
Super Mario World, Donkey Kong Country 1 through 3.
Dude, Donkey Kong
Final Fantasy 2 and 3, aka 4 and 6, which are top tier.
That's the thing where it's like it's such a different conversation than even the NES, in my opinion, where it's like the NES you can name like 5. We're talking about like we get to
5
all timers.
Yeah, Castlevania 1 through 3, Mega Man. I think it's 1 through 6.
Yeah, Mega Man.
Super Mario Bros. 1 through 3, like Ninja Gaiden. Those are pretty highly touted games. I don't know.
We're calling the N64.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
I'm
How
not.
close was it? 61%.
You guys stink. All right. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We got to cut 3.
Fuck.
We have 2 consoles that I think are bubblers. GameCube and Wii. We haven't brought up at all in this conversation.
GameCube's so tough. It's all the Nintendo consoles have the same fucking issue where like I think their top ends are so good, and that's how I feel about the GameCube. I have like 30 or so games on GameCube at this point, and I don't really. Every single time I go into the store at this point, I'm like, it's either way too expensive for the Fire Emblem game, for Chibi Robo, Pokemon Coliseum, and XDL of Darkness. I'm like, I'm not picking those up, and then everything else that's available, it's like movie tie-in games that I'm like, I don't really give a shit about these.
Yeah.
But like it has bangers like Luigi's Mansion, Mario Sunshine, Metroid Prime 1 and 2.
Arguably one of, if not, I'll just say one of the most important fighting games of all time in Smash Melee. Like the popularization of fighting games,
Resident
everyone
Evil
playing it. Resident Evil 4,
originally an exclusive. I think that the top end is excellent. I just don't know if it stacks up with the depth of something like the PS2.
Yeah, nothing compares to the depth
or
of the PS2.
PS4.
I think the PS4 has depth, but not as like. It's not the PS2 depth, obviously. Like the PS2 is the deepest console.
I do feel the same way about the 3DS, though. I think I'm okay with cutting the 3DS at this point.
All right,
3DS the DS is the only handheld Nintendo console, which is interesting.
Yeah,
I think that's going to piss some people off. I mean, we have the Switch if you count that.
Yeah, and the Switch is
top tier.
Yes, top tier.
That's top 3.
Probably, yeah. That's the heavy contender for number 1 in this podcast for sure. Mm-hmm. With the 2 of us and our amazing chat that's rocking with us right now.
Okay, I think now we need to talk about cutting the Xbox.
Xbox OG.
Yeah.
I think we can end this. I think we can end this top 10 segment. We're at 12 now. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think the conversation is Xbox, NES, and then we're in the top 10. Is there anything outside of those 2 that you feel passionately should be above? Those should be above one of the other consoles that are remaining?
It's going to piss so many people off to see the PlayStation Vita above the NES.
Once again, I'm not doing that. That is a you thing, but it seems like I'm not. That's going to be a non-negotiable.
Okay.
And so I'm fine to go and sacrifice the Xbox, which has some of the most important games ever, and literally created some of the most important franchises that are still being played 25 years later, and it has the best feeling movement shooter impetus of all time with Halo. Mm-hmm. So like that, I don't like that. But then also we're talking about something that has Super Mario Bros. 3 on it. It's an all-timer. Like these consoles both have all-timers. The issue is the fucking Vita doesn't have Super Mario Bros. 3 or Halo. You know?
It's the best handheld console of all time.
It's not better than the DS.
Good. I think it is, personally.
It's deep, but it's not. It doesn't have the higher end.
It has so many fucking games.
It has so many games.
It has the PS1 library, the PSP library.
We're not doing that.
But it does. It does have access to them. It is a factor. I'm not saying that we're gonna include that in talking about like its overall library, but it is something you can do on the Vita, which is impressive. I'm enjoying playing PSP games on my Vita. Like that's the best place to play a lot of those games at this point.
I think that is so clearly Vita, Xbox, and NES. Is there anything else that's a question mark? Everything else feels solid at this point. Yeah. Except if we want to do GameCube Wii.
GameCube Wii is interesting.
I feel like the GameCube Wii, though, with things like GameCube's deep and also has like RE4 and Melee and some of the best games out there. And so like Wii is maybe the most fun you can have with the console ever. Mm-hmm. Like straight up, when I think about fun per minute, I think about the Wii and the Switch. So
I'm fine with keeping both of them.
Yeah,
okay,
same.
Fine.
NES and Xbox.
NES and Xbox then, and we're keeping the Vita. Is that fine? Are we going to be able to live with ourselves?
Basically, what we're doing is we're just giving you what you want. I could go and debate.
Fine, I'll be.
Wait.
Only one handheld console is weird.
Now let's. I want the NES out more than the Vita, and then if it's Vita versus Xbox, I can live with it.
I want the NES. If we were going to keep one of these 3, I was going to say maybe the NES stays.
Okay, well, that's the funny part where it's like, that's one that I want out the most. Yeah, or you want it in the most out of these 3. At this point...
No, I want the Vita in the most, but I'm saying if I needed to kind of come down a little bit from my Vita bias and say like, okay, NES most important console of all time, probably when it comes to saving video games as we know them today. It's like, and it has a really solid library in my opinion, so it's just at the top end.
But the SNES is just like the better version. Like it just is in my opinion when it comes to library. I say it's NES and Xbox, and I can live with that.
Okay.
Yep.
That's fine. All right, we have 10 consoles left. Now we are going to order them. We have the PlayStation 1, the PlayStation 2, the PlayStation 4, the PlayStation Vita, the Xbox 360, the SNES, GameCube, Wii, Nintendo Switch, and the DS.
The Vita's going to 10 automatically right now.
I'm
just
okay
put it
with
down. Just this is me getting tangled on the Disney list, like as far as I could. No heart.
Yeah.
PlayStation Vita's going at 10. Exit off, and now we can have a fun conversation.
All right.
This is where we're starting. GameCube, Wii.
Which do you prefer?
I prefer the Wii.
I think I prefer the GameCube.
Is this 8-9? Is there anything else here?
I personally would take the GameCube and the Wii over the 360.
Yeah,
I like the library.
That's not happening.
The
yet.
library for the GameCube and the Wii is much better than the 360. It just is.
Once again, there's such a large difference between library and then also I
For
think
the 360, we're talking about
popularization of multiplayer games is the 360.
Xbox Live,
Yeah.
party chat.
Yeah,
I
like,
get it.
that's what we're.
But that
is a factor.
It's not about the games.
No,
though.
but
That's
we're not
what
just talking about the
matters
games.
the most.
Well, we're all like. I think that it's all about the games. Yes, that is literally.
And if you want to talk about games, I think GameCube absolutely dominates the Xbox 360. Fable, Forza, Halo, Gears. What's the 1 versus 100?
Yeah.
That or whatever. Then you have Xbox Live Arcade as well, which is interesting and cool. But like GameCube, Melee, Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, Metroid Prime.
I forgot about Prime.
Soul Calibur 2.
Yeah.
Like
shit.
Just Resident Evil 4, Beautiful Joe. Like it's way better. It's not even close, in my opinion. I think 360 at 9. I think 360 is lucky to fucking be making this list, in my opinion. I know that's crazy to a lot of people, but the 360 like lives and dies by nostalgia, which is fine. It's all about the memories you made with your friends playing Call of Duty
and
late
Halo.
at night. But like, is that really about the games, or is that about your friends and like those moments you had together? And did the 360 allow those to happen? And should that be factored in? Sure, I do think that is a good conversation to have. But if we're talking about video game consoles and their libraries, GameCube every day of the fucking week over the 360.
Here's my pushback against this, and I'm not gonna like fight tooth and nail for this one. Look, we got many battles to fight ahead of us. The 360 you brought up, you're like, that's Gears and Forza and Halo, and it's like
Forget 1 versus 100, dude.
and it's like
Uno.
you're forgetting that like those are some of the best games of all time. Like,
Yeah, and GameCube, you could argue the same thing.
I know.
Melee. I'm just Metroid Prime. RE4.
I hate that I've played Metroid Prime because it has changed my brain chemistry when it comes to thinking about not just it's changed my brain chemistry when it comes to thinking about video game design. Like that is the Metroid series is probably I've played 2 Metroid games. They are 2 of the most well-designed video games ever. Period. Bar none. Like blow my mind when I think about how creative and wild and cool these atmospheres are, and make me want to go and be like, is Metroid better than Zelda? Maybe. Like,
I feel like the Metroid games need to be like studied by other game developers to be like, this is how you design a video game. You know what I
to
mean?
some level, it is like a 3-phase boss fight and just like general like ways that games are played.
There should be classes taught on Metroid Prime.
That's what I'm saying. And so just like, I'm fine with it.
Should there be classes taught on Halo 3?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't think in the same way as Metroid Prime, personally.
Yeah, but like when it comes to the movement in that game and the way that the weapons are designed, the sound design of the weapons in Halo 3 is redonkulous. The way that you can feel the energy sword's the best video game weapon of all time apparently, and the way that that weapon works and feels and sounds is so perfect. It's pretty unbelievable.
I do, in the chat, somebody said, mention backwards compatibility. We are not factoring that in. Just a reminder on that.
Something that we do need to bring up with the Xbox 360 though, it is the only thing on this that we have now on the board that has Mass Effect and Portal and BioShock. Like some of the most important games
That is a great point, because usually if the PS3 was still on the board, we would have another place to talk about those. But since that's fucking gone, the PS3 is so much better than the Xbox 360. Why is it gone? What the fuck are we doing? Okay, that's a good point.
So, and like Skyrim.
Yeah.
Bethesda.
Yes.
Just fucking
Okay.
Bethesda.
Yeah, Mass Effect 1 through 3.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude.
The
Okay.
orange box. Like we can't just go and cast aside, because we did a big part of this. The PS2
Exactly.
is going to come down to the games like Tony Hawk for it being higher.
Yes.
Great exclusives, but it also has infinite amount
You
of games.
got me, you son of a bitch, dude. Okay, so what's next then? GameCube is what we're, you said you prefer the Wii to the GameCube, and I prefer GameCube to the Wii. So I think we put this to a
I think
poll.
that's
And are those the next two up? Is that 8 and 9?
I think so. I think that's
Okay,
right where we're back
so
to
then
now.
let's do a poll for GameCube versus Wii, and whichever one comes out on top goes at 8. And
Whichever one's next comes out on 9.
okay,
I feel so happy right now. Like not just in the sense of like I kind of got what I wanted, but the sense of I got what I wanted because it was actually a good point.
That was good.
Like
Yeah.
it wasn't I just got loud, like PS1 with some question marks. When we get around the 654 area, that's where I think PS1 will come more into play, but I don't think we're there yet.
PS1's top end of bangers is better than PS2's top end, but the PS2
has more depth.
So many fucking video games of high quality. It's insane.
So the poll is for what's number 9. So go and vote for the thing you want to go and be number 9, and the other one will be number 8. So don't click on the thing that is your winner, basically.
Okay.
Just trying to remind the chat.
So
there.
you're voting for what you want to be in
Number 9.
second.
Yeah.
This is confusing.
Yes. I think that yes, we can talk about PS1, PS2, PS4 later. Like I don't think we're in that conversation yet. I think the conversation of what's number 7 is interesting. SNES, DS, Switch when it comes to the Nintendo consoles, PS1, PS2, PS4, and then 360 for Xbox. Thinking about the 360 having third party, which is clearly a factor. My next one would be the DS at 7. That feels good to me. That feels right to me. It's not in the upper echelon.
If we put the DS at 7, I think then it's time for the 360 at 6. I think that those are in the same tier.
My question is 360 versus SNES.
I would take the SNES.
I'm fine with that. Okay. I am fine with that. Yeah, I think that we just figured that one out. Yeah, for kind of what's the next few. But man, oh man, this is a long poll.
Yeah. I was gonna say.
So do we want to right now add in 7 and 6?
And
DS and 360. Right. Yeah. Let's start knocking off some of these fucking PlayStation consoles. Yeah. Oh man. So DS is now off the board, sitting at number 7. Xbox 360 is sitting at number 6. Oh, that is not my job there to go and remove SNES yet.
I just want these to look better. My handwriting was bad.
That's fair. Number 9 is the Wii. So number 8 is the GameCube.
Nice. Okay.
You got what you wanted on that one. Moving along, the top 5 consoles of all time. We're coming down to 2 Nintendo consoles and 3 PlayStation consoles. This makes a lot of sense. If you watch this channel, I think that this makes a lot of sense. You have the retro love. I think that this is the best retro console of all time.
I agree.
Yeah. Once again, NES super important.
What are we talking here?
The SNES is the best
For SNES. Link to the Past, Super Metroid, Donkey Kong Country 1 through 3.
Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
No, that's PS1.
Oh, really?
It's Castlevania 4 on
Okay, thank you.
the SNES. You have Earthbound, Chrono Trigger, Final Fantasy 2 and 3, aka 4 and 6.
It's
incredible. It's a very
6 being on that system helps its case in my opinion a ton. As one of the greatest JRPGs of all time.
Yep.
Super Mario World. Forgot about that one.
Yep.
Arguably
Super
the
Mario
best platform.
All-Stars as well, which is the remake of 1 through 3.
Which that does count in this conversation.
Yeah, it's a remake. Yeah, it's a new thing.
Anyways.
Okay, do we want to work our way top down?
No,
we don't want to do that?
Let's stick with 5.
Okay. I think 5 is going to be if we're trying to be fair here and understand that I love the PS1, but I'm trying to be a little bit less biased on it or whatever. I think we're talking SNES, PS1, 4, 5. Yes?
I want the PS2 to enter this conversation also.
Really?
Fuck, dude, there's so many great games on the PS2.
I've come around so much on the PS2.
Yeah.
When I first started collecting, I was getting a lot of PS1 games, and it felt like I was going back and forth between the PS1 and PS2. And then I basically run out of PS1 games to get because they're either too expensive or I'm not interested in them, similar to the issue to the GameCube. In the PS2, it's just like every single time I go into the store, banger, banger, banger. $10, $15, like cheap fucking quality games on the PS2.
Yeah.
There's so many of them. I picked up like Pac-Man World 2 yesterday, and it's like I love this game as a kid. I still don't have like Ty the Tasmanian Tiger and what is it, Tak and the Power of Juju? That fucking game from my childhood. Like these are all like good video games that I have 100 PS2 games, and there's still more to fucking get.
And then you have things like GTA 3 and Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3, and just like some of the most
Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2,
Final
and
Fantasy 10,
Memories,
Final Fantasy 10,
12.
Like the PS2 should not be in this conversation yet. Is what I'm realizing.
So SNES, PS1.
It's the PS1 at that point. Then
I would take the PS1 over the SNES.
That's good. I gotta think.
Let me make. Okay, so we just discussed the SNES library. PS1, Castlevania Symphony of the Night. You have the Tomb Raider franchise, Twisted Metal. You have Crash Bandicoot
Resident
1 through 3, Resident Evil 1 through 3.
Yep.
Code Veronica's PS2.
Yep.
Spyro. You have
Crash.
Then we're talking JRPGs. You have Chrono Cross, Valkyrie Profile, Vagrant Story, Legend of Dragoon,
FF7 through 9.
FF7 through 9. You can also play 6 and Chrono Trigger, and you can play 1 and 2 and 5 on. You can play. I think you can play 1 through 9 on PS1 in some capacity.
You need to cross that off still, by the way.
Okay.
Tactics, Final Fantasy Tactics are on there. Tekken 2,
Tekken 2 and 3.
And 3. Oh my god, I'm out with it.
Yeah.
It has arguably one of the best fighting games, if not the best fighting game of all time, which the SNES does not have that. And also, GT is GT1 PS1?
Yep.
Yeah.
1 and 2.
1 and 2, and then 3 is PS2. Yeah.
GTA, the originals, 1 and 2.
That's it.
It's a factor.
Not important. Legacy, but yeah.
Trying to think of what else just to continue making.
SNES has Street Fighter 2. Never mind. I'm gonna go kick rocks. It's been a long weekend, y'all. Okay, I forgot for a moment.
Can we get the Switch in the trash where it fucking belongs? You're not gonna like where it's gonna end up, buddy.
No, buddy.
What the fuck are we talking about?
Oh man.
All right.
I'm fine with SNES. Wait, no, wait. Hey.
PS1. Come on.
He just brought up Street Fighter 2, Connor. He just brought up Street Fighter 2.
I love Street Fighter 2, but
we didn't talk about Street Fighter 2.
Can you play Street Fighter 2 on PS1? You might be able to.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Off the top of my head, no. Man, that's something I need to do. Like, I need to, there's those quiz websites and everything. Is it Sporkle or whatever?
I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
Anyways, there's like just trivia that you can find about like any trivia. I remember being a kid and doing like, can I name every Super Bowl winner and stuff like that? And you can just type in and go in under 10 minutes.
Somebody do like, can they name every Mario game?
Yeah.
Which sounds impossible.
I need that, but for fighting games and the consoles that they're on. So I need like the Street Fighter 2. Can I like list off everything that it's on and stuff like that? Anyways. PS1 at 5 feels right to me.
No. Do you want to put it to a poll?
I do.
I'm going to lose, I fear.
I do. I want to PS1
versus and just do PS1 versus SNES, not for like a specific spot. Just whatever wins goes higher. So
Tekken 3 is on PS1. I know.
Favorite.
This is not fun, by the way. Like I'm having a great afternoon. We're having a lot of fun, but this part of this is not fun. But I think that
I also feel like I'm forgetting PS1 games.
I feel like I'm forgetting SNES games. I fucking forgot Street Fighter 2, dude. Like SNES has Yoshi Island, the DK series, Mario World, Mortal Kombat. Yeah, like MK2 on there. Like banger.
Mortal Kombat.
Not
making a good case. Not making a good case.
Not making a good case for you.
Yeah.
We're making a good case for the series that has sold hundreds of millions of copies.
Don't like Mortal Kombat at all.
This is tough, man. So the poll is going right now. Get your votes in for SNES versus PS1.
All right, and then that will leave us with the PS2, PS4, and
The
the
Switch.
Switch.
We haven't talked all about the Switch or the PS4. And is it because it's the top two?
Yeah, because it was guaranteed, basically, that they were going to be top three.
Yeah, but is it top? Is that the top two? Well, where does the PS2 come into into play here? Because I can make the case for PS2 being number one. I think everyone can make the case.
Yeah, that's my problem right now.
That like, yes, the games that are there are so deep and are so good that it's hard to go and look elsewhere as what's the greatest video game console of all time. Also, it had a DVD player, so like, I don't know. PS1 is higher than the SNES.
61%, barely getting the dub.
Barely. Damn. PS2, Switch, PS4. This sucks, man.
I like this top three, though.
I think
feel
this
good
is a
about it?
very us top three. Can you mark off PS1, please?
All right. Okay, let's break down
Pros and cons.
PS4, I think, has arguably the best first-party lineup of any PlayStation console for sure.
It's definitely the best PlayStation.
I think you
lineup
could argue
of
the
all
same for Switch, though, for Nintendo.
Oh, yeah, that is the case. It is the best
First-party
depth.
lineup, and then PS2
most depth.
most depth.
So that's what we're doing right now, which I think is a
And that's
very
not to say
solid
that
top
there
three.
isn't really high-quality games on PS2 as well. Shadow of the Colossus,
Snake Eater,
Kingdom Hearts 2.
GTAs,
Yeah.
like some of the best GTA games ever.
But we're talking about that in comparison to God of War, Spider-Man, The Last of Us Part 2, Uncharted 4,
It's funny.
Ghost
You
of Tsushima.
You say good compared to God of War, and I was like, we're still talking about the PS2. But like, I totally got lost in the
Because
sauce.
Sony Santa Monica can't make another game franchise.
Hey,
Apparently.
they helped out with
PlayStation All-Stars Battle
PlayStation
Royale.
All-Stars Battle Royale.
Put
man.
the PS3 back on. PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale.
And the
top of the list.
the PS3 just cashed in the money in the bank, just run it in, and we go in a
God,
race.
he's got a chair.
Just, episode 100, everyone. Thank you so much for letting us do this. Okay.
Yeah, Silent Hill on PS2 as well.
What?
Really?
The Switch is too good. That's where I'm starting to lean. I think that the Switch is just too fucking good.
So above the PS4 or the PS2?
I think that the
Or above
Switch is
both of them.
definitively. I think the Switch is better than the PS2.
Here's what I want you to do. Give me your ideal ranking here, and I'll give you mine.
I don't know between the PS4 and the Switch. I am still figuring that out personally. I think PS2, though, even though it has some of the best games of all time, I can't. Because there's a remaster version, I can't go and compete with The Last of Us Part 1 and Part 2, Ghost, God of War, Bloodborne, third party like The Witcher 3 that's on there, like
Metal Gear Solid 5.
like fucking Persona 5, like
Yeah.
just the PS4 is ridiculous on the top end. Whenever we do a draft or anything that is dealing with the top 10 PlayStation 4 games, it is so insane to think about how good that top 10 is. It is the best top 10. Maybe it's the best top 10 only comparable to the Switch. Like, those two top 10s are ridiculous. And then you're talking about depth after the fact. PS2 has a lot of games that I love dearly, and like Ratchet and Clank is just as Mr. Fun per minute. Like, Ratchet and Clank and Sly, some of these games are just so freaking fun
And
that,
timeless, too.
Yeah.
I feel like the PS2 is kind of where a lot of people, I think, can go jump in and not have that complaint of this feels dated. You go to PS1, a lot of people will be like, this looks ugly, this doesn't feel good to play. I don't have that problem, but I think the PS2 has so many games that hold up so fucking well, too. So
sorry, there was a comment that I have to call out because I'm so upset. DJ Carlos says Nick doesn't even like Bloodborne. Piss off, okay? I do like this game so
Bloodborne
much.
hater. But with the PS4, not just Bloodborne, you also have Dark Souls
3
and Sekiro. Yeah.
Like, you have some of the best third-party games ever. Like, this, I can make the case that the Switch is 3, but due to the fact it doesn't have third-party.
I think that the quote-unquote correct answer here is PS2 at 1, PS4 at 2, and then Switch.
and guess what?
probably.
That is definitively not my answer.
Yeah.
I think PS2 is a 3 for me.
My problem is that I don't feel really super passionate about putting one of these over the others.
Well, that's the other part. Whereas, like, I think that I can make a strong case. Let's bring the Switch into this conversation when it comes to. We've talked a lot about the amazing first party for both PS4 and PS2, but let's just start with 2017 and it being you get Breath of the Wild, and then you get Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and then you get Splatoon 2, and you get
ARMS.
Okay.
Fuck yeah.
And then you get Mario Odyssey, and then you look down like the barrel at the amazing games that came out of the fact. Things like Xenoblade Chronicles 3, which is apparently one of the most underrated JRPGs ever. I listened to some Xenoblade Chronicles 3 music the other day. Shit,
dude, I want to be an
awesome
Xenoblade fan so badly.
Yeah, right? Like, I want that time.
Everything about my taste in video games leads me to think that this would be probably my favorite video games franchise of all time if I just put in the time to play it.
I would basically secure that it's at least a 9 out of 10 probably for you and your taste and everything, for the way that people... And I know certain things that have, like, story beats and stuff like that from just listening to a bunch of podcasts from 2017 on, and it's just like, holy shit, that's so up your alley. But... And then when we talk about just the back half of it, Smash Ultimate, the most accessible fighting game, maybe the most important fighting game of all time. Animal Crossing, fucking
Fire Emblem.
I was about to say Fire Emblem across the board.
Mario Maker 2.
Why can't I think of? And then Tears of the Kingdom and Mario Wonder and Zelda, the 2D Zeldas that are take them or leave them. They're good games. Like, they're fun, good games.
Yeah.
And so Pokemon has entries on there that
say Tears.
Yeah, and then I was going to close out my argument with Tears, because Tears is probably the most impressive thing that when I think about game design. We were talking about Metroid earlier. The thing that, like, I think is the true evolution of what makes Metroid so special of game design is going into the Tears sandbox and having those tools like Ascend and Master Hand that literally. I think it was Kyle on the MinMax podcast, and I remember listening to them debating their top 10. He had a great line that said, I want these tools in every game ever, and because when they are not there, I'm like, I want to be able to send through a fucking floor to just get to the next floor. Why do I have to run around things? Why can't I craft exactly what I want? Why can't I do exactly what I want? Like, it is so definitively fucking amazing, those tools. And then when you are using them in the sandbox of Hyrule, it is just like, I can do whatever I want. It is pure freedom. It is pure creativity. I think that I can make a case that it's just like arguably the best game ever. And same with Breath of the Wild. It just that pure sandbox freedom is just so brilliant from an open world design, and that is all Switch. It goes back to the Baldur's Gate 3 question of, like, people have been trying to catch up to the freedom that you feel in Breath of the Wild since Breath of the Wild. And you know who's done it the best since then? Tears of the Kingdom. Like, no one's found that except for Elden Ring, and we don't have Elden Ring on this fucking board anymore. So, like, I'm gonna look at that as the GOAT when it comes to that.
And this was all not even mentioning the actual console itself. A hybrid handheld home console that we really wanted when we saw the Wii U and, like, saw the vision of, like, oh, this is the direction we're probably going in. And then we finally got it, and it lived up to that expectation. The first time I got my Switch and I ran home after sitting at Meijer, which is like a local superstore or whatever. I sat there for 12 hours waiting to get my Switch because I didn't have a pre-order. Go home and put in Breath of the Wild and fall in love immediately, play a few hours. Next day is spring break, so I have to go fly somewhere, and playing that on a plane, like taking with me. Or before that, in that day, I, like, had to go speak to, like, one of my professors, like, during, like, office hours, and, like, I was sitting there waiting for him, like he was talking to somebody else before me, and I'm just sitting there playing Breath of the Wild, and I'm like, this is the fucking coolest thing ever. Like, this is amazing. And we take it completely for granted now.
Totally.
Like, I'm playing a home console on the go on a screen that looks really fucking solid, and it feels comfortable, and it's running properly, and there's no, like, major caveats with this.
Yeah.
Like, even, like, the Vita, which I think kind of does lay some of the groundwork for this, where you're getting this AAA home console experience on the go, it does come with caveats. Like, it doesn't look as good, and you have to develop exclusively for it. And Switch, they found a way to make it so they could put all of their development resources into one platform, and that's why you end up with the Switch 2, which is just a better Switch because they perfected that format on the first fucking go, basically. That the Switch 2 feels safe and like uneventful because what the fuck are you going to change? They already knocked it out of the park. You can only make minor tweaks to make it a little bit better. So I love the Switch as well. With all that being said, where does that put it for you? Like, are you arguing for one right now?
I'm arguing that it's top 2 for sure.
Okay, so then three? What is 3 then?
My top 2 is the PlayStation 4 and the Switch. That's my top 2. And it is a unfair argument to be made against the PS2 because I can make the argument that the PS2 is number 1 and it is the depth and it is the greatest.
Yeah, that's the
With
problem.
that being said, the top end of the PS4 to me and the top end of the Switch, I understand very well. I'm so happy that this is episode 100 because you are taking in 99 episodes of our gaming experience. I like modern video games. I like the way they play and the way they feel. I don't have to deal with the bullshit often that I have to go and convince myself around when I'm playing something retro on the PS2. The hard part is, yes, the PS2 has things that like just still are timeless and work out well. But if you're playing the rhythm game on Sly Cooper and I'm sitting next to you and you're hitting the buttons at the fucking right time and it's not working, that's not fun. The PlayStation 4 doesn't have that issue. The Switch doesn't have that issue. Switch has arguably the best racing game of all time. It has arguably the best fighting game of all time. It has arguably the best 3D platform of all time. And it arguably has the best open world game of all time. That cannot not count for something.
I think of my history playing video games and where I was having the most fun in my life playing games. I think it was probably the PS4 Switch era.
Same.
So with that in mind, PS2 at 3?
PS2 at 3.
Oh, wow. This is going to piss so many people off. Okay. And then where do we go from here? PS4 or Switch at 1?
I convinced myself with that last argument that I just made that the Switch is 1.
I think that the PS4 is 1.
I once again, I have never been like so impassioned about it. I didn't realize how much like that.
You never even owned one of these.
I didn't own one, and it's still. And I played thousands upon thousands of hours of this fucking console, and I never owned one.
You just were always around one because other people had them. And you barely played it handheld too.
Yeah, and I don't like playing it handheld still. I'm not.
Do you feel that way about the Switch too?
Yeah, like I boot up Hollow Knight and like literally Thursday night for a little bit, and I went in my bedroom and like started playing, and I kind of just want to play it on the TV, and I slid it back in, and I was just like, actually, I just want to go sleep.
Okay, so PS4 at 1, yes. Are you okay with that? Or do you want to fight for the Switch? And do you want to put this to the audience?
Well, I want to talk through this first and foremost because
I kind of want to see what the audience has to say first. Well, we're gonna make our decision.
But if we disagree, then it just goes. So we got to wait until
I feel like we can't let the number 1 and 2 be decided by the audience. I feel like we have to hash that out.
This is between us for this slot. Is there a more compelling argument than it is a portable console? It has the best open world game. It has the best racing game. It has the best fighting game, and it might have the best platform of all time for the PS4. Direct best on best. Because yes, I look at Connor.
Best game on the console is what on Switch?
The best game on the Switch is probably either Tears of the Kingdom, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Well, we did this. It was Mario Kart 8 Deluxe when we did our bracket.
Okay, and the best game on the PS4 is what? The Last of Us Part 2, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Which do you prefer? Last of Us Part 2 or...
The Last of Us Part 2.
Me too.
The issue...
So then we can keep going down the line. I feel like you then go to like God of War. What's better, God of War or Breath of the Wild?
The issue is in my top... like the games I've given 10s to is God of War... these consoles.
Yeah.
The games I've given 10s to are on the PlayStation 4 side. God of War. Uncharted 4. The Last of Us. I'm saying Last of Us Remastered, which does count because... It is we say remakes if you actually do it compared to just you can play it. It does count in this argument. And The Last of Us Part 2. I've given 4 games 10s. I've given none on the Switch.
So then that seems like a pretty compelling argument.
That's a compelling argument for sure. But also the Switch, I have those 4 10s, and then like everything else is like the 9s and below conversation. But then I'm also forgetting things like fucking RE2 remake that just made in Sekiro and other games that best on best.
The cadence between both of these consoles too is so impressive.
Yeah.
Of like how they were able to just get quality games out at a really good pace.
Except for the PlayStation 4's first 2 years.
Still
we started cooking towards the end of 2015.
That's a good point. But you can argue that the end of the Switch as well really did slow down. I mean, like the last year was like, yeah, last year was what? Brothership, and Echoes of Wisdom, and what else?
Thousand Year Door remake.
It's
I mean, that's if you're remaking one of the goats.
It's kind of just like a 1-to-1 remake, though. It just looks a little bit better. I don't think of Thousand Year Door as a Switch game. It's still a GameCube game, in my opinion.
That's something that I've not brought up yet. I'm going to contradict myself in 2 seconds, so don't worry. Fun per minute. It is the most. I said the Wii only comparable to the Switch. The fun per minute on the Switch is the most fun console of all time. But the PS4 might have the most fun per minute of just like swinging around New York and Spider-Man. Like that feeling of swinging around New York. It is one of the most unique feelings that you have in video games. Very similar to something like the first dive that you take in Tears of the Kingdom.
Story. I think when it comes to stories that you're telling on the PS4, it's way better. Like, it's not even close.
Oh, yeah.
If you want to talk about emotional narrative storytelling, we're going PS4, and I think it absolutely destroys the Switch.
Yeah, even when you talk about something like Xenoblade, like that apparently has an amazing story, it's like, cool, that thing is trying to go and like lift up the boulder that is The Last of Us Part 1 and 2 and Ghost and
God of War.
Even Uncharted 4 story makes me cry and have chills. I told you the other day that I didn't tell like this exact aspect. I said that I cried. I like fully like wept watching a Spider-Man 4 scene that I hadn't seen in a few years, and I was like, "Fuck, dude! Like this game just is different when it comes to writing." Yeah, I think you got me. It has too many tens. The reason that I go and argue that Kendrick's one of the best in the game right now is he has 2 albums that I've given 10s to, and that makes him one of the best like of all time. The PlayStation 4 has 4 10s. Or do you have any 10s on the Switch too?
Celeste, but that's also on.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing that we didn't bring up yet. This is the Indie Machine.
I was trying to find an opening to mention that,
I was on a different point thinking about that too. It is the Indie Machine. In my opinion,
but the issue is that you can play all of those indies on other platforms.
But also, I don't know why, but the correlation, and we can go and say that that's not the case, but it just is that Celeste, when you think about Celeste, that's a Switch game.
Even for an Xbox game like Cuphead,
that's a Switch game.
I still think about it on Switch way more.
Hades, that's
Hollow
a Switch
Knight.
game. Hollow Knight, that's a Switch game. Stardew Valley, that's a Switch game.
Yeah, even though they're not, but like
they're not.
You're playing Stardew Valley on the PlayStation Vita without any updates, like me.
Undertale, that's a Switch game to me.
Yeah,
I played it on my PS4, and that's a Switch game
as well. Yeah.
Like, it's downloaded on Brady Switch 2 right now, and I'm like, yep, that's the way that people should play that game.
All right, I still am gonna go PS4 personally.
Yeah, I'm okay with PS4 being
Can
the
we get
number
a
one.
poll? I just want to see what the audience has to say here. Switch versus PS4.
And
but our decision is PS4 over Switch.
Yes. So going and climbing up the ladder at number 10 for the best video game consoles of all time. 10, we have the PS Vita. At 9, we have the Wii. 8, we have the GameCube. 7, we have the DS. 6, we have the Xbox 360. 5, we have the SNES. 4, we have the PS1. 3, we have the PS2. 2, we have the Nintendo Switch. And the greatest video game console of all time is the PlayStation 4. That is... I wish we did predictions. I think if I were to predict this very predictable top 10, if you listen to us, I think. Xbox 360 got higher than probably some people would have admitted.
100%. It's such an interesting factor with the PS3.
Yeah, the segment
PS3
that got bounced,
it strengthens the 360's
I was about to say, like, it got to like absorb some of the strength from the PS3 because it had the gas. Man,
I think we have really good variety and representation here. Obviously, no Sega consoles, but I think that that's fair if you're trying to be quote unquote objective.
2 handhelds, generations from all the way back to 90s. Like
SNES is the oldest console in here, right? Yep.
So,
I think what do you think people are going to be the most upset about that got cut? And then what do you think people are going to be the most upset about for where it is placement wise?
I think the people are going to be most upset about the Game Boy, one of the Game Boys.
I think the NES being cut is going to be a travesty for some people.
Yeah, which makes sense. And I'm fine with that. We went into this being like library is kind of our most important factor, but legacy was another factor. It just wasn't good enough to get over apparently the PlayStation Vita.
I will say so I said NES, and then for what's on the list, what people are going to be most upset about, it's PS2 not winning.
Yep.
Xbox 360 being this low, probably.
PS Vita being on it at all.
Yeah.
That's going to piss some people off.
Fuck you. It's my list. It's our list.
Yeah, other than that, I like, in my opinion, the top 5 consoles are the top 5 consoles easily.
Yeah.
And like,
what's your biggest miss for not being on the list? What are you most upset about personally?
Oh, man. I would replace this the Vita slot with the N64. And that's
N64 is not making a top 10 list.
That is just due to how fun those games are, fun per minute.
I think that the PS3 is better than the 360, the DS, the GameCube, the Wii, and the
Vita.
and the Vita. Yeah.
So for me, the PlayStation 3 also is better than the Vita.
Okay.
But when we were talking PS3,
you also don't know about the Vita, my boy. You gotta get your hands on one. You gotta be playing it. You gotta be getting trophies on the go. I'm telling you, dude.
Once again,
it's so good.
You are forgetting the fact that like you still haven't convinced me that there's like a 10 out of 10 game on the Vita.
PS4 destroyed the Switch in the poll.
That makes sense.
What I'm seeing from the chat is that people fucking hate the Nintendo Switch. Apparently,
yeah.
I didn't know this.
Somebody brought up stick drift, and I was like, I
never. No, I did have that once.
I had it once too, and now I get like, it's
there's
fine.
stick drift on the PS4 as well, and the PS5.
Yeah, like
it just happens. Apparently,
it like treat your controllers well, and it won't be too bad. The 360 was the COD machine. Well, that's for you. It might have been for a lot of people. The PS3 was. Huh. Nintendo 64 is top 10 easily. Yeah, like the top end is so strong that I can make the case. And once again, that's more of a personal. We said personal. Like I would just have this as like the shout out slot of the N64. You know, like if we had two honorable mentions, I think it would probably be the N64 and then the PS3 for the way that this went. PS3 getting axed as early as it did was
that was because you put it to a fucking poll and we just kind of let it happen.
I brought up the poll as should the PS5 be on there or the PS3
exactly,
but like then we did that as the actual poll compared to like should the PS5 really just be on here right now? Like that's and so
it felt like it caught a stray.
Yeah,
like it just did,
shit. Like yeah. All right. Before we roll out, couple things. First and foremost, thanks for doing the show with me.
Yeah, this was fun.
Means 100 episodes, not an easy feat. Obviously, we're so thankful for you all listening to this and watching this right now. We love what we get to do. It's legitimately the dream. The fact that we have progressed so much since that first episode where we were talking about Spider-Man 2 and just like a bunch of random shit. It's amazing. But to just go and close this out, first, I asked you this to have this a little bit prepared, just talking a couple memories before we close out episode 100. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth Spoilercast, probably my all-time favorite podcast we've done.
Super fun.
I got sick by the end of that podcast because it was so long and my voice started to hurt. But it was such a fun conversation. I think about episode 52 all the time of doing it for a year.
Why don't you make me cry during that?
Oh yeah, You're so lucky. I'm so tired right now after the weekend we've had that I can't get too emotional. But like just having this outlet to talk about games and you bring it up all the time, going from the conversations that we used to have in college to you being in college, me being in high school, and then me being in college and you being post grad to like go from that to now like doing it. And the hope was always just like, do we love the game? We've said that for the longest time. For that now to be, it's my day job. Like it's the coolest thing ever. It is a creative outlet for you and Brady to week in and week out. And I've said for the longest time, and I do damn well mean it, that like doing this job is obviously an amazing blessing, but this is my favorite part of the job. Mm-hmm. Being on the mic, shooting the breeze with you and Brady, debating top 10 consoles, fucking I go back to the open world bracket too, in one of our more successful videos where it's just like I in 2020 started my entire podcasting journey in a major way with a bracket episode. And for that to be one of our biggest episodes and to be a staple on the show, it shows that like that idea was a good idea. It just needed to come with consistency and the right show host and fucking killing it with you, man. And so, yeah, I just love this. Is there any pods that come to mind as some of your faves?
I wanted to shout out was it 6 or 10 games to get you into gaming? I forget. Did we bring
think it was
three?
5.
It was 5 apiece, so it was 10 total.
Yes, I think so.
That was that on the old microphone.
Maybe. Yeah.
I know a lot of people like that episode. I really enjoyed doing that. I think we should do that again.
Ooh.
We should do 10 more games to get
Yeah.
into gaming. I think that would be a fun episode. I think that there's a lot of episodes that Patreon has allowed us to dive into just with the extra slot that I've
Yeah.
really enjoyed, that people seem to also really enjoy. The grading your top 5 games have been so much fun. We obviously posted one of those on free feeds recently, and once again, people were like, this is fucking great. We have another one of those already posted, and we plan to do many more. We'll probably do another one just on free feeds because they're so much fun to do.
Yeah.
Reacting to your hot takes. And then, like, I think that there's a lot of negativity in video games, and there's stuff to point out, and I'm happy to talk about those things when those situations arise. But I think that Casual Gaming Conversation has just been such a good, well-focused show on the positives and just loving this medium and celebrating it. And I think that the What We've Been Playing episodes have been like a good shiny beacon of that, a good example of that, of the core of the show, of just like gushing about what we've been playing recently and how much fun it is to just be involved, getting to talk about these games and play them and share in that excitement with all of you. So every What We've Been Playing episode have been really big highlights for me.
I want to bring up the co-op awards.
Yeah,
like
can't
that.
wait to do another one of those.
That was so much fun, and like
shout out to Chill Your Ponies for the idea.
That idea. Just being able to break down and celebrate gaming. You bringing up the idea of like this being such a positive thing for us. I also think that like we talk about it all the time. Like there's so much shit on the internet, but I think that something we don't talk about is like you and I are people. We go through trials and tribulations through our day to day and stuff like that. But like this is a safe haven to remind ourselves that, oh shit, like there's a lot of cool and amazing things happening.
Cool.
Yeah. And like we can go and talk about God of War, and we can go talk about Mario Sunshine, and we talk about Halo Combat Evolved, and we can talk about like my love of fighting games that has grown due to this show. Like I am so excited that I get to be nerdy about another thing and really enjoy that. I'm excited that I can like Connor and I talk about all the time the fact that yes, I do talk about Final Fantasy VII probably too much, but guess what? I have the place where I can feel comfortable and be myself and talk about it. So like that's really cool and nice to have that outlet.
And getting to do that with all of you and hear your feedback and hear your anecdotes about how this show helped you get through a tough week at work or a tough time in your life has been so heartwarming. Because as somebody who's grown up listening to podcasts and had that real relationship with podcasts where it's like, I don't know if I would get through my week to week job without Kind of Funny. And they've helped me get through like really tough times in my life. The fact that we can do that for somebody is incredible. Like it's so rewarding and so it feels amazing to be able to do that.
Easy Ally podcast, Hall of Greats, like got me through COVID. Like that like was such a tough time, obviously, for so many people, and like for me relying on that content. And then like I'll bring up the fact that like that has evolved in the way of like now getting into Giant Bomb with Game S mornings, and the way like for me the amount of times that I've started out my morning woken up on the wrong side of the bed, like I've just been in a fucking mood, and then I get to 11 a.m. and I'm just able to go in like, oh, video games, cool, things are happening, let's talk about Gamescom, right? Like just can shift the mood so well, going and experiencing and showing Connor the 210s recently for the Min-Max pod and being like, dude, you want 7 hours of podcasting on 2023's video games? Have at it. Like we look around the games media industry as like, we're so thankful to be part of it because there's so much positivity that helps us, and we're so thankful that we can help y'all get through your day and be there for you. Like, and for the people that have sent us things to the PO box and have messaged us on Discord and have just been so positive. It's been great. I don't know if you listened to the Q&A that I did, but the last question was about like our legacy. And I'm like, oh fuck, like I'm 24, dude. Like I don't want to think about our legacy, but The thing that I said was like, first and foremost, I want to make sure that you and Brady and even myself are happy and healthy. That's the thing I will always focus on. And like, as long as we're doing that, we're doing well. But the second thing that I want to focus on is if people look at us as Co-op 64 in this community as one of the best communities on the internet, fuck yeah. Those two things, I'll be able to rest easy. And you guys have done such a good job in that over the past 2 years. And we are so thankful for that.
Yeah. And the last thing I want to say is that it's just been an honor of a lifetime to get to do this with my little brother.
Yeah. You need to stop right fucking now, man. I can't cry, man.
It brings the whole experience to another level. People, I think, gravitate towards that relationship. I think they thought we were just like really good friends or whatever, but the natural chemistry just comes from having grown up together.
24 years of being around each other.
Gone through this journey of playing games together and making memories around Call of Duty Black Ops 2 or playing like
Uncharted 2.
Yeah, Uncharted and having those memories together of talking about that and getting you into God of War and you finishing that game out and talking about that and continuing our relationship through video games. Like a big part of like why we were talking so consistently while we lived apart from each other for 8 years of our life is because of video games. And now it's all come full circle to now Co-op 64. I'm introverted. Like I'm not really like willing to put myself out there very much. Nick is extremely extroverted and has this dream and has been pursuing it like head down. He's gonna make it happen no matter what, to varying degrees of success. And then he comes up here and he's like, we're gonna do it, we're gonna go for it, we're gonna make this happen, we're gonna be posting TikToks, we're gonna be consistent about the podcast. We've never missed an episode of the podcast. We've posted it every single week because we know it's important to be there for you, but it's also important for us to just be able to have these discussions and have an amazing time together talking about video games. So it's been the honor of a lifetime to be able to go on this journey with Nick and with all of you, and getting to meet some of you in person at the meet and greet was amazing. Getting to interact with you in Discord and comment sections and such, like so many amazing, interesting people. We've all met through video games, so it's amazing.
You gotta close this episode out, man. I
can't get we should do a hug.
Yeah. All right.
Episode 100. Thank you so much for going on this journey with us. We appreciate all of you. We have to read names, Nick.
God, dude. Okay. Thank you to all the people that support the show and make it happen. Thank you so much. Amazing members like Trace Hurd,
Crumbly L,
Serge Ellis,
Lumus,
Boo Gracie,
Chuzar,
MG Dunbar,
Mr. Munchies,
Farmer Spud,
Rocketator,
Nofi,
Swampy Bits,
Jaxie T,
Tristan C,
Sconcy C,
Sconesy, Struck in 1978,
Dingleberg Rules,
Senshiro,
Hook'em Warrens,
Go Nash,
Todd Scoopy,
Neutral Sphere,
Easton C,
Stooby Dooby,
Nuke This Kingdom,
Crispy,
TJ Zach B,
Uli,
Jacob D,
Big Mac,
Metal Nate,
The Patty Cake,
Bear Pog,
Cowboy Jesus,
Yogi.
Dom.
It's episode 100.
Dom.
There you go. Holden M,
Colin C,
Brock,
Voodoo,
Milky Sense,
Dr. Pookie Bear,
Alex Golden,
Andrew H,
Master Diz,
Bad Fella,
Only One Rufus,
Drifter X1, Skirt,
JMap P3,
Goops,
and Ali Benali.
and Kingdom Hearts Sucks. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of the Casual Gaming Conversation, episode 100. Here's to 100 more and many more after that. We'll be here for you every single week as we have been for these 100 episodes. We really appreciate all the support. Thank you so much. Peace out.